IndependenceLive.net have done thousands of live streams since 2013, documenting a peaceful civic movement for Scottish independence. And now, Indy Live Radio, a new voice for a new Scotland since 2019. You can join our grassroots teams, follow us on Twitter, Facebook and YouTube, and check out our websites for contact details.
Now is the time, it's our time.
IndependenceLive.net. Don't hate the media, become the media.
Ask me no questions or you lose your
Shall we
probably does,
No idea what's going on, hang on.
yeah, that's what, right? You're sure, right?
I mean, I like need a louder speaker.
Yep. Okay. Sorry.
We need inside peace. We need inside prosperity. The great service that Europe has done is give us a European citizenship. So I come to Scotland, and this is my country. No matter what Boris Johnson tells me about, I think it's my country. This is my country. And it belongs to all of the Europeans that have come here over the last 40 years. And you know, it's reciprocal as well. I was just in France, and as a European, the Alps belong to us, the beaches of Spain, thank goodness, belong to us, we need them in Scotland. Paris, Budapest, Austria, Vienna, Berlin. As Europeans, these are all our home and they all belong to us. So thank you very much for coming along. We've got a few speeches now. We're going to have some music in a bit. We've got some speeches, and particularly we've got some young Europeans coming. Speaking now is Lorna Slater. She's the co-leader of the Scottish Greens, and she's going to speak for a few minutes and tell us why Scotland, being in Europe, is important to her. Give her a big welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you all for coming out tonight. I feel so much better after having a bit of a sing-song, because I've been feeling very sad all day.
Right into the microphone.
Cheers. I've been feeling really sad all day, so thank you for the bit of a sing-song. Here's me holding up my candle, asking Europe to keep the light on for Scotland. I remember when I was a teenager and I found out that I could apply for a British passport that would allow me to live, work and study in any country in Europe. How excited I was. How that passport, when it arrived, felt like the golden ticket to a future of endless, exciting possibilities. How sad I am on this day that for all of us, but particularly for our young people, the world has grown that little bit smaller, the possibilities fewer. Brexit is part of a trajectory that the world is currently heading down, where newspapers owned by billionaires stir up fear of foreigners, fear of trans people. They want us afraid and divided. They will try and manipulate our fears to give them ever more power with ever less scrutiny and accountability. Now we are at a place where America is keeping immigrant children in concentration camps, where virtually no one in real positions of power acknowledge the significance of the changes that are coming our way due to the climate catastrophe, where the Prime Minister of the UK tried to illegally prorogue Parliament and continues to ignore all requests by Scotland for anything that will mitigate Brexit's awful impact on us. So yes, Brexit Day is deeply sad because it is part of a wider tragedy. Today, the UK is stepping away, from an organization of 27 democratic countries dedicated to peace, prosperity, and human rights. But its primary aim was peace, and it has succeeded. We are all children of the long peace, and our government has so forgotten the horrors of war that they are even refusing to allow young children who are escaping war to come to this country for protection. The big countries of this world may be nothing but sources of bad news just now. All the good news is coming from small countries. Costa Rica has abolished its military. No Costa Rican mother will ever now have to worry that her
Thank you to you all. Scotland very much fits in with the values of Europe. Tolerance, openness, working together in a troubled world. And that light that we're leaving on tonight, Scotland has been a beacon in the UK debate on Brexit. Let's not forget our friends down south of the border who look up here and wish that they had leaders like we have up here, the political leadership that has shown such maturity and tolerance in relation to the European debate. So let's give them a big round of applause, please, outside the Parliament. Okay, our next speaker is another new European. He's from Portugal. He's a writer. He's a painter. I say new European. He's a new Scot. It's W.G. Saraban. So please give him a big welcome.
Hello, Edinburgh. I didn't prepare a statement because tonight is quite an emotional night, and I wanted to speak from the heart as a fellow EU citizen who stands in this weird place where from 11 p.m. I will be one of the few EU citizens here by virtue of my Portuguese passport. But it doesn't matter because everyone here will remain a European just like me, and everyone here is a Scot no matter where they come from and where they're going. And I was born in an independent country, and it's by no means a cure to all problems. Believe me, Portugal has its fair share. The thing is, being an independent country in Europe means that not only you're facing your challenges together with other democratic nations, you also have the full tools of independence at your disposal to tackle your own problems. If Scotland stays tied to this United Kingdom, the few tools that we have will keep being taken away from us, beginning with the Parliament on which we stand. It's under threat by the Tories. Devolution is under attack, and we need to protect this devolution because it's our shield for our EU citizens in Scotland, for every Scottish parent, for every Scottish person. Let me just finish with a heartfelt thank you to Scotland because Brexit has been in no way just short of being mental as a new citizen here. It's been absolutely madness, but Scotland has been behind my back all the way, so has the Scottish government and the Scottish people. And for that, I will always fight for Scotland's better future as well. Thank you very much, Scotland.
Thank you very much there. A heartfelt thank you there from our Portuguese and now Scottish friend. Okay, one of the most important things in this debate, as you know, is that the young people are being let down by certain members of the elder community who have voted in favour of Brexit. So tonight we've got a speaker, a young speaker, who's going to talk about his experience in Fight for Europe. It's Dominic McGinley. He's a young fella, so please give him a big, big round of applause.
Hello everyone, as a token young fella, it's my privilege to be here. It's been a privilege over the past 2 years essentially to be able to fight across party, across different divisions in Scotland against this awful constitutional project. But it's tempting, it is tempting at the end of this process, or what seems like the end of this process, to either rest on our laurels or alternatively to rest back and to shrink from the next stage of the battle. Again, he has alienated a generation. I can speak as a young fella. He has alienated our generation, but in doing so, he has invigorated our generation. For some time, or for some here, for some in Scotland, it may feel like this is the end of a long battle, and it may feel, as Lorna was saying, like a sad occasion. But no ideology, no matter how poisonous, succeeds for more than a generation. There is always hope, and that means that we must fight. So as I come of age, as this new generation comes of age, as the torch is handed over to my generation, the battle has only just started. When they deliberate over the future of the EU citizens we love, we will be watching. When they meddle with backstops and borders, we will be watching. When they shape the future of universities and the Erasmus project, we shall be watching. And when they make cat-handed attempts at constitutional reform, we will be watching. Not only will we be watching, but we'll also be active. We've got active and we are organised. So as Boris takes his mini breaks in the Caribbean while the country goes to the dogs, we are organised. And so the message I feel from my generation is sleep well, Bojo, for we are awake.
Well done, Stuart. They didn't make young people like that in my day, so another big round of applause, please. He's still in school, would you believe it? So well done, Dominic. I think the really important thing that we want to get across tonight, because there's a lot of TV cameras here, is to tell the rest of the world that no matter what happens down south, no matter what kind of jingoism is going on with Nigel Farage's party, up here, we're still European, aren't we? Thanks very much. And you know what? We're going to be this European until we get back into the European Union very, very soon. So I'm going to ask now for another speaker, another young lady this time. This is Ali Ross Oliver. She's a representative of our future, our choice. Give a big welcome to Ali, please. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ailey, and I'm a that's all right. Sorry. And I'm a second year politics student at Edinburgh University. Over the past year, I've been an activist with Our Future, Our Choice, which was the youth branch of the People's Vote campaign.
Right on.
In May last year, myself and a couple of others launched Our Future, Our Choice Scotland, which grew to become the largest youth anti-Brexit campaign group in the country. When last month's general election was announced, we decided that we would do everything that we could to show that Scotland rejects Brexit. And we did. 90% of Scotland's newly elected MPs belong to Remain parties. In my home constituency of Stirling, we kicked out the incumbent Tory Stephen Kerr, who sat with the infamous ERG group in Parliament. Stirling rejected Brexit, Scotland rejected Brexit, and Scotland still rejects Brexit today. I did not get a vote in the EU referendum. On the 23rd of June 2016, I was 15 years old. Yet the reality is, young people like me will be among the most adversely affected by the consequences of Brexit. Just look at the 2008 global financial crisis. Youth unemployment in the UK rose to 25%. Young people will be the first to be affected by an economic crisis that we did not vote for. As has been mentioned, in terms of opportunity, there are three things that matter to us. Firstly, jobs, both at home and across the EU. Secondly, the ability to study in well-funded universities and opportunities to study abroad. And thirdly, the opportunity to travel across the other 27 EU member states. The likes of Johnson, Farage, Rees-Mogg and Gove all had these opportunities, but they seem perfectly happy to deprive my generation of the back of a decision that we do not support. Since 2016, at least 2 million more young people like me have reached voting age. We are engaged, we are interested, and we will be the generation most severely affected by Brexit. For so many of us, this issue spans further than Britain's relationship with Europe. It's about the world we want to live in. Divisive figures like Johnson and Trump, who peddle narrow-minded nationalism, do not represent us. So this is not the end. This is about a wider movement and a wider issue. Please do not give up now. Use your voice, support the most vulnerable, and stand up for what you believe in. Because this is only the beginning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Ailey. Sorry for getting your name wrong there. It's very dark and my eyesight's going. I'm going to hand over now to Ellen Hoffer, who is the artist who's putting on the light show. Just to inform you of the schedule now, we're going to have a bit of music and a bit of singing after this, so make sure you have your song sheets. I don't know who's leading that, it's not going to be me. Thank goodness for you guys on that. But Ellen is putting on the light show just before 11 o'clock on the ponds that surround the building here, and she's just going to give a little talk now about what she wants to achieve with that. So let me introduce Ellen to you.
Hello guys, can you hear me okay?
Shout into it.
Okay, I'm going to really shout into the microphone. Hi guys, I'm trying. So I thought of this project about a year ago. You know that there's been several deadlines for this Brexit miss. I'm trying.
Like you're kissing it.
Right. So I started thinking about this a year ago. We've now got the installation on the pond. I want to give you a little idea about why I'm doing this. I think today is going to be a day where the world is watching Scotland. This is about the UK. This is about the UK leaving, but the world will be looking to cover this as an event with another edge. And the positive edge about this horrendous mistake that the UK is making is that Scotland is showing a different way. So, at 11, we are removing one of the 28 bowls that are currently floating on the pond over there, and removing the UK bowl over there. I will need all of your help. The spirit of Europe is in each of the countries, and each of the bowls holds a light. The light that is inside the UK bowl will be passed hand to hand to hand by you back from there to over there where the Scotland bowl is resting on the land tongue, and we're going to reignite the spirit of Scotland and bring it back. People power is going to bring it back to Scotland. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Thank you very much for coming. This is what I was really hoping for. This is how I wanted to spend this really not that nice night. This occasion is special, and I'm really grateful that everybody
because otherwise the other pipe won't start.
Okay, everyone, get your song sheets out. We can start to warm up there. We've got Marie here, Mary, and she's going to pipe us to Ode to Joy. Okay, everyone ready?
No, you do it.
500 miles.
Nice to see you.
Right. Guys, you were fantastic there. Time for song number 3, 500 miles. Marie's going to start us off again. 500 miles in Europe on the other side of your song sheet. Ready? Come on, here with you.
Very quickly, can I just point out that Marie is French originally, so well done, Marie, for playing such excellent pipes there. Well done,
Yeah, Marie wants to say a quick word here.
Just a quick word, because I usually let my pipes do the talking. I just wanted to say, since I came to this country, I've had the feeling that the United Kingdom has been treating me fairly. But Scotland hasn't just been fair, it has been welcoming. Woohoo! My only message tonight is, thank you Scotland, Tapper Gallagher.
Now we've got Kevin Gore, who's going to come and sing us a few songs. Please welcome him.
Hello to the grassroots movement of the Yes family. Are you here tonight? There's a wee song. Oh, how are you doing? A wee song I've been singing all over the country since 2013. I'm singing it for the Germans for Scottish independence, and might be sung here today actually, tonight even. And Dutch people for Scottish independence. We have Italians as well for Scottish independence. And there's a lot of people who are down south. I shouldn't really say that. People from different places of the British Isles who are celebrating the so-called Independence Day from Europe. This is a song called Independence Day, and it's about Independence Day when Scotland becomes free from the rest of Britain. And then we arrive back in Europe again. today with my yes badge on. Stranger, he approached me to tell me I was wrong. He said I was a dreamer, oh well I let him have his say. I said yes my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. And when that day comes around, coming will for sure, we will have a country that all can be assured. A nation of equality, fairness and respect. And the government we vote for is a government we get on Independence Day. Say, Independence Day. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming on Independence Day. I'm not anti-English, I'm Northern Irish or the Welsh. I'm just dreaming of a country that distributes its wealth. Don't try let people have opportunity, break the chains, free themselves from the traps of poverty. Oh, Independence Day, say Independence Day. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming on Independence Day. And I know I am fortunate, I know well off I am.
And open and friendly. So, without further ado, can I pass you over to our first speaker, Patrick Harvey from the Scottish Greens.
Keep loud, Patrick.
Yeah, they said to stand on the stool. I already am standing on the stool, I'm just waiting.
Come on! Independence Day! Yes, my friend, Independence Day!
I'm back in stock, changing.
He colored a puller, he colored a puller, he colored a puller. He colored a puller, he colored a puller. Yeah, I was standing on the street today with still my yes badge on. Stranger, he approached me to tell me I was wrong. He said I was a dreamer, well I let him have his say. I said yes my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day.
We are a European country from far, far over the world.
We're now very, very privileged to have a Minister in the Scottish Government, Ben McPherson, Minister for Scotland, who's now going to speak to us. Oh, sorry, Minister for Europe. I'm getting the two mixed up. Minister for Europe.
Thank you. Friends, what a remarkable turnout this evening for what is a sad night. We're here together because we feel that something is happening that we do not agree with.
And I believe that if Scotland was at that European table, we'd be a far more progressive and constructive voice than the UK has ever been. But I think the one thing, more than anything, that tears my heart out about this is the loss of freedom of movement. Because as we just heard a few moments ago,
Yes, don't do it. I'm not going to stop.
Can we go and all the
It's not my view to where we go, but what I want to say tonight is how proud I am to be with you all on what is a sad night for all of us. We're here for different personal reasons, but we share something which is a sense of regret that something is happening in just minutes that we did not vote for and that we do not agree with, and it doesn't match up with our aspirations and our future hopes for our country and the world. I was in Brussels this week, as I said to some of you earlier tonight, and I can tell you that while I feel sad tonight, I also feel a sense of optimism about how much openness there is in Brussels towards empathy towards Scotland, open hearts, feeling about how bad the situation is that we have been unjustly taken out against our will. There's an openness about listening to our position and our concerns, and there's an openness about having Scotland back where it belongs as part of the family of nations and at the heart of Europe. And part of that is because one of the reasons we feel so bad about the whole of the UK and Scotland leaving the EU is because we believe in openness. We believe in the openness of countries working together in a multilateral framework to tackle our shared challenges and to meet our shared concerns and aspirations and work together. And so, as we take in this sad moment together, let us also feel a sense of hope in that openness. A sense that while this is a sad day, this is a sad time, there are better times to come. We will meet again in this setting in a more hopeful time, when Scotland rejoins the European Union, when we regain the place that we deserve and belong at the heart of Europe, not just because of the flags that we wave, although they are symbolic and important, but because of the values that we share, the values of peace, the values of social progress, the values of working together in a more challenging and competitive world. That is what Europe is all about. Doing that together as independent countries. So, as we go into the next moments, let us feel that sense of solidarity, but let us also feel a sense of hope. And we will be back here to celebrate that hope in the years to come. Of that I have no doubt. And as we say in Leith, which I'm very proud to represent, which is a place that welcomes people from all over the world, persevere, persevere, we shall persevere. Scotland loves EU, we will be back. Let's keep a candle burning and find our way home.
They're going around the globe just now. They're going around the globe just now.
Scotland is an all EU families, like mine. My lovely husband Hans is here in his kilt because we've just come from a burnt supper. And he was able to come here easily and work as a doctor for over 30 years looking after Scottish people, because it was so easy to come here because of freedom of movement. My son has two friends who have married girls from outside Europe, and they've not been able to bring their wives and partners here. We've had that advantage. Now, I was on a visit to Berlin in 2016 with a delegation from Parliament, and we were sitting in their Foreign Office. And the people from the delegation were saying things like, oh, if you would only get rid of freedom of movement, the UK would stay. And I just pointed out, do you know where we're sitting? Do you know where this building is? This building was behind the wall. This building was behind the Iron Curtain. And you're here talking about freedom of movement as a problem. for all Germans. Freedom of movement is something that is in their hearts, and to hear people from here talking about it as a problem, they didn't get any freedom of movement until that wall came down. And when people are feeling a wee bit fed up and, oh, it's not coming quick enough, and when's independence coming, and I thought we'd be moving quicker, and I'm impatient. Jesus, you can't be any more impatient than I am. If I could not go to Westminster on Monday, I'd be bloody happy. But my husband Hans and I were in Germany the August before the wall came down, and you couldn't see it falling. You could see trouble in East Germany, you could see there were issues with the government, but the idea that the Berlin Wall would fall in just 3 months, couldn't see that at all. And what did people do? They went to church, and then they went on the streets. Night after night, they marched to that wall, and in November 1989, that wall came down. Due to people power. Nothing other than people power. So maybe all under one banner need to be thinking about planning a march for London. That's what we need to be doing. So be patient. What, an all under one banner one in London? Well, I never got an invite, never saw that one. Need to go down and camp out and show them that we will not go back in our boxes. We will be in control of our own future. So let us pray that it may, as cometh all that sense and worth o'er all the earth may bear the gree and all that. Come on, sing with me. For all that and all that, it's coming yet for all that, but man to man the world o'er.
See over there, so they would have missed all the speeches for some reason. So let's go and see what we can see over in the water.
Well,